Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
You know the reason why it's very difficult for people to take on your offers or to even simply download an ebook from your website is because we are not aligning with natural human behaviors. And let me tell you something, our clients out there or our prospective clients are either selfish, they're very afraid, or they're very stupid. Now, as a coach or consultant, this is where you actually need to come in and really help our people make sense of the world around them. If we align with these human behaviors, we definitely will be able to compete with either the big businesses out there or even, blow smoke at our competitors. You see, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why do you think change is so difficult? And why do you think maybe lately the leaders of the world or just local leaders are experiencing unprecedented levels of disengagement? It's not because people are scattered around social media or anything else. The problem is we are not specifically aligning with human behaviors where our customers are just looking out for themselves. They're very afraid to even step out of their own house, and they don't have the knowledge they require in order for them to make a decision. Now, that's one thing that when somebody is not fully confident about a decision they need to make, guess what they do? They usually retract into their own shell. Now, as a coach or consultant, the one thing you want to be doing is helping people solve problems. You don't want to waste countless hours each week confronting the very people that are going to be enabling you to live the life that you want to live. All right? And at the end of the day, it's really simple. Just don't frustrate people. Approach them at the level at which they are. Offer them enough information for them to make a decision. And if you're the person offering that information, then they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And I can assure you people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. You see, we've lived in a world where maybe we've had motivation, we've had lessons around what we think is how human psychology or behavior is, and we have, best practices on how to approach people, how to conduct ourselves in public, how to create a website, how to write a sale, and none of those things any real world alignment to the natural human behavior of selfishness, fear, and stupidity. And that's the reason why all of our clients or our prospective clients feel very frustrated, only because we are not meeting them where they are. Now, from all my experience, as a digital marketer, I completely understand why many people, or many of our potential clients sort of end up feeling frustrated, confused, or absolutely unable to move forward. It isn't because they don't have the money to get to where they want to be. It's not that they don't have the resources to actually, afford them to get, whatever it is that we're selling. It's just that they don't have the knowledge that they require. And this is our fault as coaches and consultants, because we're not reaching out to them at the level of understanding that our potential clients are. Maybe let me be empathetic to what our potential client is going through right now. Okay, so maybe they've started a business, or maybe they're trying to, create a relationship that they're happy with, or they just want to get their health in order. And I'm going to speak in terms of the potential client that we deal with is usually a small business owner or a business owner that is looking to generate leads and then maybe convert those leads into clients that pay, stay, and refer. And how do you do that? Obviously, you try and put out content that resonates with the audience that you're trying to reach out to. So I'm going to step into the shoes of my potential client so that you understand the frustration that they're going through. Okay, so let's say my potential client wants to make a video, just like what all the cool kids are doing, or what everybody else is, suggesting on social media, and they don't know where to begin. Okay, and they want to get a small website going, and they don't know the first thing about installing one, or maybe how to buy a domain name, or things of that nature. Or they've heard, or they've been on a webinar, and they find themselves able to maybe conduct one, and they've got the information and everything else, and they want to host a webinar of their own, but they don't even know how the software works, or what software is the best to use when you want to do a webinar. Now, as a digital marketer, my role, first of all, remember what I said. They want to maybe get a website going, they want to host a webinar, or they want to connect with their audience on social media using video. My role as a digital marketer is to help them make sense of all the tools, all the information that is being presented to them. My role is to help them make it easy for them to sit in front of a camera and record a video that would help them sell themselves to their own audience. Okay. So fine, let's still go with that example, and I don't want you to be confused here. I'm trying to explain to you what my customer is going through, and I want you in your head to start imagining the first thing that your potential customer starts thinking on their journey to want to have somebody like yourself help them solve a problem. Okay, fine. So my customer doesn't know how to do whatever it is that they want to do to connect with their own audience. And the next logical step is to ask someone like me or a digital marketer for help. And so they do. And except they don't understand any words that are told to them. In my industry, we use jargon like content. We use jargon like SEO. We use jargon like, anything that you can think of that you've heard from a digital marketer. And everyone in when my client goes out and asks, he's talking over their head and making horrible assumptions that they actually know more than, they really do. And they're being, led to be so afraid to even get started. If you get into the digital marketing space, all you get is tech speak, you get industry jargon, you get complicated instructions, and, and you can't make heads or tails of whatever is happening. And ones that often miss the crucial steps. And one thing that a lot of digital marketers assume is that everyone understands the level of knowledge that they already have. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work like that. Okay. And let's say my client tries to tell people that they don't understand a word of any of the instructions that are being given to them, and how to actually get maybe a software going, or how to even switch on their computer. And, all they're given is baffling explanations on that completely add to the problem. Or they get arrogantly, shoved off and treated like an idiot. Now, the worst thing that anyone would want to experience is to have their intelligence insulted. And I can assure you, your clients are going through the same problem right now. They know they have a problem, or they have seen that they have a problem, and on their way to get solutions, or on their way to get answers to their problem, they are met with jargon. They're met with people that have alphabet soup credentials, which they feel intimidated to even approach. And the way a lot of people speak is totally not how they speak in their living room. And that's the reason why our clients are frustrated out there, and they can't get straight answers, and they can't even find the help that they're seeking out there. That's the reason why you, as a coach or consultant, your phone is not ringing, or you're not getting inquiries, because people don't understand how you actually help them, make sense of their solutions. Now, I can understand when you're growing your own business, you want to appear as if you're knowledgeable, you want to appear as if you are an authority, and you want to appear as if you're an expert within your industry. And obviously, the allure of you speaking in a way that other people can't understand, it helps your ego just to think, help you think that maybe people would then respect, or they would then ask me questions and say, hey, just help me because you seem to know a lot about how to solve my problem. If somebody does not understand what you can do for them, how are they going to engage you to work with them? And I can understand, maybe as a coach or consultant, you out there cold calling potential clients, and maybe you have them hanging up in your faces because, first of all, they don't understand why you're calling. Second, they don't understand why they need to be on that call, and they think you're just going to run your mouth and talk about yourself and don't even care who it is that you're speaking to. How many times have you received a call and somebody just starts blurting about their company? How many times do you get on a call with somebody and then all they talk about is the features and benefits of whatever thing? You don't even understand what it is and how it's going to be able to help you. And as a coach or consultant, maybe you're sending out hundreds of emails out there without getting as much as, hey, thanks for reaching out. Because the people you're writing to don't understand a word of what you're trying to say to them. And that frustrates a lot of people. You know what? Everybody out there is just looking for somebody to hold their hand so that they can make sense of the world around them. Are you, as a coach or consultant, doing that for your potential clients and helping them make sense of the world around them? Or are you just going out there bragging about whatever credentials you have or some sort of certification that you received last night from your peers? Because at the end of the day, our customers are not the people that are constantly liking or commenting our posts. These, if you notice, the people that are commenting and liking on our posts are just the people that are also in the same industry or have a little bit of an understanding of what we're doing. The real people that really need us are just sitting there intimidated because they can't get into a battle of wits when they know that they're ill-equipped. All right. So our customers are sitting there. They can't get straight answers. They can't even find the help that they need. So what happens next? Naturally and completely understandable, they give up. And we continuously keep talking at the top of our lungs, and then we complain that the methodologies that we're using are not working, or we're not getting a return of investment on whatever advertisement that we're putting out there, simply because obviously you're wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend without generating any qualified leads, because you're not speaking directly to the right kind of person with the right kind of pain, and you're not telling them the product that you're offering and what payoff they're actually going to receive in terms of them having used your services or your product. And why? For the love of Pete, why can anyone talk to their customers like a regular human being? When you're sitting in the lounge room and you're trying to explain to your kids what it is that you do for work, do you use any jargon? When your mom calls you, or any relative that is a little bit older calls you and finds out how your work is going, do you go in and start talking about big words and gigantic words to them, or do you go down to their level and try to get them to understand? Now, let me tell you something. Our customers need to be treated like our young kids, and we need to help them understand what it is that we do and how we can help them. Otherwise, they're not going to engage. And that's the reason why they're not ringing, because they don't understand what it is that you do. Can you just go to somebody on the street right now and try and explain to them what you do, and them understanding and maybe actually giving you a referral because they know exactly who you can help? Because if you can't do that, then what makes you think hiding behind a website full of jargon is the next best thing that's going to help you, create a business that's profitable and enjoyable? Our customers are sitting there. You know why? Because they're selfish, they're scared, and they're stupid. Not only because of that, it's just because they are not being given the information that helps them make the decisions that are going to help them do and have a happier existence. Why can't we just break down all those technical complexities into ultra simple step-by-step instructions and tell people from A to B to C to D, and you'll get XY results, and you need to do it 3 or 4 times a day? Why can't we just give them, like a for dummies version? Have you ever noticed in some industries they have those marketing, those books, coding for dummies or whatever it is? That's the level of which you need to be explaining any of the complex, strategies that you're going to be offering to your people. I don't know, man. I really don't. And I completely empathize with all the clients out there that are just left, dumbfounded, not understanding what just happened. They try and get on a call with you, and all you do is try and weave through all those things that they're going through. You don't even understand who they are. You don't even understand what they're going through. All you talk about is your business. Or all you talk about is where you've been or your qualifications or anything that doesn't even help them understand, first of all, where they are and where they need to be. And sometimes our clients are just thinking maybe these professionals, and I'm saying this in quotes, don't want their business or any of their referrals, and they wouldn't be keen to help you, figure it all out, especially in business, if you are not going to break it down in a language that they actually understand. And all you want is somebody to teach you, to help you feel in control and be good and feel good about yourself. Because once somebody teaches you something, then you now have informed consent, informed information that will help you make a decision. And that's what you as a coach or consultant needs to be doing out there, helping our customers understand, what it is that we do for them and how we can help them further. Because if you're not helping your customers, then obviously they're not going to be satisfied with whatever solution you bring to them. They're never going to be a loyal client who tells everyone about what it is that you do at a barbecue, because they don't understand how to explain you to the next person. And that's what we need to be doing for our customers. We need to be creating ambassadors, even if somebody doesn't buy from you, but we need to give them so much information that they would just want to talk about the experience they had with you, so much the time that you took in teaching them something new. It's scientifically proven that when you learn something new, your dopamine hits a rise. So if you really want to win in this whole world of business and online marketing, teach somebody something new every single time. And the only way you teach somebody something new is maybe through repetition, is maybe through really getting down to the nitty-gritty of what that situation is. And let me tell you something. If you can teach somebody a new concept, that means you have an innate understanding of that idea. Because if you can't teach somebody else something, then that means you don't understand it on your own. So how many people are coming to you asking for you to sell them more products? You need to teach your customers what to want. You need to expand their mind and then fill it up with your products and services, and they fill your wallet or your pocket with their money. That's how we get satisfied clients, because if somebody actually understands what it is that they're getting, then guess what? They will actually get the full excitement. Have you ever been to like the theater or maybe to a music show? They have a program, and guess what? If you understand what's happening at any given time, or if you go to a theme park and you have a program, you would know how to get the most of all the rides and all the activities. You know why? Because everything has been explained to you, and there's a map of how to get to all the places so that you can enjoy your time while you're there. Imagine if you just go to a place and you don't know how to get around to it. You will spend the rest of the afternoon just going around in circles and not knowing where the best rides are or where the best entertainment is. And would you walk out of that theme park saying, hey, I had a good time? No, you wouldn't. So it is in your best interest to educate your audience, because if they know a little bit more about how you can help them, they will seek you out for you to continuously do that for them. And let me tell you something. If you don't teach your customers, they, for some reason, start thinking that you don't care. And we get paid in direct proportion to the value that we bring to the marketplace. If you're not educating your customers on what to want, guess what? Somebody out there is doing that. And if you don't care, why would anybody reciprocate with their wallet? All right? So So our customers are sitting out there thinking they don't care that you don't know what you're doing. They don't care that you're gonna maybe make a mess of the video that we spoke about earlier. They don't care that you're gonna make a mess of your website. And our customers now start feeling like they should maybe already know, and nobody wants their intelligence insulted. So guess what? They're going to go to somebody who understands them, somebody who's empathetic to their situation, and guess what? There's always somebody who can do it cheaper, better, faster out there. So if our customers don't have a clue, and if our customers don't understand what we're providing them, they never want to feel stupid. They never want to be ashamed. So guess what? They will go to somebody else who clearly accepts them with open arms. And open arms on the internet is content and information that helps them make decisions. Let me tell you something. Our customers don't want to be ashamed to ask us questions because we are belittling their intelligence. And let me tell you something. If people have a lack of knowledge, they become ashamed, and nobody wants to approach somebody ashamed. So they go to somebody else who is willing and able to do that for them. And who loses? Because your unwillingness to share knowledge is the detriment of what is going to, drive people away from them into the loving arms of somebody else who's prepared themselves. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like if you're in business, you have a responsibility to help people to actually move forward. You have an obligation to answer questions properly in the terms that people understand. You need to make sure that people are making the right decisions around the products or services that you're going to be offering them. So when a client asks me, to set up their internet marketing, or to set up their website and explain what FTP means and how it works, I don't sling them, a URL with some complicated set of instructions. No, I get on Loom video and actually explain to them slowly. I've got so many ways that I explain to people what SEO really is, and I've really dumbed it down so that each and every one gets to understand what it is that they're paying for and what results to expect. And I encourage my clients to actually ask me questions because I don't want to make them feel ignorant. I want them to feel empowered that they're actually working with somebody who's got their best interest at heart and not somebody who's pulling wool over their shoulder, over their eyes. The government is doing that to them already. Why would I be enabling my customers to keep living in fear and ignorance just simply because they don't have a clue what it is that they're paying their money for? You know what I do? I take time to write them an email and I actually break it down every single step, or I go on a video and I explain to them explicitly. They're my client, for God's sake. And of course, I'm going to help them if they ask. You know why? Because if they go to somebody else and somebody does it for them, guess who they're going to be paying money to? So when a client specifically says, I don't understand, I'm just not getting this, could you explain? I'm happy to explain in easier to understand terms and using maybe analogies and examples and maybe 1, 2, 3 steps. And I put myself in their shoes like I did earlier on, because I understand nobody wants to be left in the dark. And I try to bring them from lack of knowledge to, oh, now I get it. And nobody has ever explained it to me like that. Those are the kind of responses you want from your clients, so that they have an innate understanding that you've got their best interest at heart. Because if somebody feels like you're holding something or information from them, guess what they're gonna think? They're gonna just think that you're manipulating them into making a decision without the fullest information for them to may have gone either yes or no, basically based on the information that you've given them. So let me tell you something, man. Speaking in a simple language is a business responsibility. Your role, your goal as a coach or consultant is not to trick people into wanting to do business with you. You literally should be turning people away simply because you have more business coming in, instead of you just trying to bait and switch, people and on false pretenses. I just wish other businesses felt that sense of responsibility, but unfortunately most don't. But the fact that you're listening to this podcast right now means you're somebody else that's different. You're empathetic to the situation, and if you want to win this game, literally put out content out there. You know why? Because people are coming to the internet to get information. They are really, before anyone buys anything, or a car, or some piece of equipment, or any coaching or any services, they take it to the internet to get information around what it is, so that they don't appear stupid in front of a salesperson. Guess what? If you're the person who's providing that information, then you've started them on the journey. Then they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And I promise you, people do business with those they know, like, and trust. I've got 5 separate recent incidents that have left me with a sour, disgruntled taste in my mouth. Support staff and service providers talking over my head. Of course, English is not my first language, and sometimes some people, they just want to just get it over and done with, and on to the next person. Or maybe people send me overly complex emails that just left me blinking on the screen. Or maybe they send me to videos that are maybe an hour long. That, who cares about all of that stuff? You just want to confuse me. And I don't want to walk into a place where I feel trapped. Even after I send specific requests to people, you know what I mean? For less complicated explanations, or just, hey, can you just let me know what I need to do? What are the exact steps? And even after telling these people I didn't even know what I was doing and didn't even understand the word that they say, they still couldn't dumb it down. It made me feel like they just couldn't be bothered, and I didn't care about me as a client. Listen, we are in our businesses 24/7. Our clients only come across our businesses in 3 seconds of our whole lifetime. So we need to make sure that we capitalize on that 3 seconds in letting them to know, like, and trust us in a way that they feel heard. I'll tell you something, in the 5 instances that I spoke about, I was very frustrated not to be able to get the help that I needed. Now, can you imagine? Did I pay those people? I wouldn't have. Imagine why your clients are not paying you right now or ringing your phone. It's because they don't understand what it is that you do and how you're helping them. So do me and your clients a favor. If you're one of those people talking over everybody's head, stop. Just stop it. Otherwise, I will smith you. I mean, seriously, just speak in simple terms. Watch for those confused signals from your clients, especially if you're on a Zoom call or if you're speaking to them directly. They're so easy to spot, and don't overlook them. Answer the questions as they come, even if, because your customer always has a question that's going on in their head. What's in it for me? If you're not answering that question at any given moment, then you've lost them. Let me tell you something. Go down to that I'm clueless level and really help people to rise above it. And I kid you not, I can understand, because sometimes it feels like no one wants to buy what you're selling. And when you rely on your business to pay rent and put food on the table, it may put an enormous strain on your emotions. I mean, you're terrified of having to give up on your dreams and maybe return to the safety of a 9-to-5 job with your tail tucked, between your legs if you can't find brand new clients. What about if you start breaking down each and every one of the concepts that you teaching out there to get people to actually understand how you can help them? It takes you very little time to, break down a concept that will change somebody else's life, and you've created for you a lifelong customer that no one can even lure with either a low price or anything or a discount, because if you create your own economy, you won't have any problems out there. And if you can't be bothered to give good customer service, where your customers, are actually happy, informed, and feel in control, then what the hell are you doing in business? I mean, seriously, if you don't want to help the people that are going to be paying for your dream vacations, that are going to be paying for your lifestyle, then why? Who are you kidding? So look at your website today. Look at your social media today. Does it actually inform and explain what it is that you do, how you do it, and how people can actually help, inquire from you? Or are you just talking about yourself? I mean, I'm going to repeat this statement again. If you can't be bothered to give good customer service where you're actually helping your clients feel happy, informed, and in control, then what the hell are you doing in business? Clean up your act. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au